Hey guys, Tony here. My matchup prediction for the 2018 UEFA Europa League final. Already released the first video before the season why Arsenal was going to win the Europa League title at the start of the year. Right now, Arsenal is outside of the top four. It's pretty funny though. Going back to the start of the year, I had a theory that Arsenal would be able to challenge for a league title by not being able to play European football this year, but it didn't work out that way, and that was just, I'll admit, that's very stubborn thinking on my part, but Manchester City being undefeated right now, though, is a tribute to Arsenal Football Club and the Invincible squad that won the Premier League title without losing any game right now. And as you see, Arsenal is outside of the top four, and their only hope for the Champions League is to win the Europa League title. Before the start of the year, when I made my first Europa League prediction video, I explained why it was going to be a tribute to their new striker, Alexander Lacazette, having played for Lyon. He's a French striker, now with Arsenal. This 2018 Europa League final, pretty funny enough, is being played at the ground of French football club Lyon, where Alexander Lacazette used to play. Also, Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger, he is French as well, and the only time he made it to a European final, to a Champions League final, was back in 2006. When Arsenal lost the Champions League final at France. The French manager lost his only Champions League final at his home country. That was the last time he played in a European final. This was the ultimate competition, the Champions League. The other competition that's below the Champions League is the Europa League, between the teams that are among the best in the world but are just mid-tier clubs towards the mid-top half of the tables of their respectful leagues. I'm predicting Arsenal over Atletico Madrid in the Europa League final. It will be between Spanish club Atletico Madrid, having lost two Champions League finals in 2016 and 2014, and of course Arsenal Football Club and their French manager and their record-breaking transfer fee for Alexander Lacazette for a tiny amount of 54 million. Arsenal Football Club is full of French players: Olivier Giroud, striker; Lacazette, their captain Laurent Koscielny, Debuchy, another French player on their team, and Coquelin. They have a lot of French players on Arsenal. This is why they're going to play in the scripted Europa League final. Atletico, they have two French players on their bench, but their star player is Antoine Griezmann. Linked with moves to Manchester United and other clubs, he is a star player, and he is going to be playing in a final in his home country of France. He has a poor track record in finals, Antoine Griezmann. He lost the Euro final as a member of France. Euros, among the leading goal scorers in that Euro competition, Antoine Griezmann, he fails to score in the final. And then we have the 2016 Champions League final. Real Madrid wins in penalty kicks. Griezmann misses a penalty during the regular time. So that is just a very big choker for Atletico. This is the narrative. Arsene Wenger, trying to keep his job and win a trophy at the age of 68. Funny how championship in geometry equals 68. This is where the narrative is going to. Arsenal sort of had good numbers, but there's going to be a tribute for them if Manchester City goes undefeated. Pep Guardiola is Spanish. He's not French, so Manchester City would be Los Invencibles instead of Les Invincibles. Los Invencibles. de Manchester. Don't see anything there. Maybe Invincibles, if I can figure out why this is going to be such a special tribute to Manchester City. Not much there. It was just a little side note. But Alexander Lacazette being French, he is the main tribute. Once again, going to the list of Europa League finals. In Gematria, it is Lyon that equals 21. In Gematria, Lyon equals 21. 21 years ago, before the start of the season, in the year 1996, Arsene Wenger joined Arsenal. It's pretty funny, though, that if England wins the Europa League, they would have a 9-6 record in the Europa League final. And yes, 1996 was when Arsene Wenger became the manager of Arsenal. This year, his first European trophy. He can allow England to go 9-6 in the Europa League final. It is Freemasons that rig sports by the numbers. Freemason equals 96. In the year of the 47th Europa League final, the final is being hosted by France. France equals 47, featuring the French players. Arsenal versus Atletico for a chance to determine a champion. Champion equaling 79 in Gematria. And the fact that Atletico Madrid and Arsene equals 62, I feel is going to be very, very significant for this Europa League final. This just brings me back to the Queen being a Arsenal fan. There may be a Queen tribute to the Europa League final. She's born on April 21st. I like to see the amount of time from her birthday to this Europa League final. I believe the final is going to be on the 17th. May the 16th. I'll change that to 16. This would be a time span if you include the end day. This is going to be a Queen tribute for Arsenal, for Arsene Wenger winning a trophy. And, you know, yes, for the Queen to be able to watch some Champions League football. You know, Queens, you know, divine rule, you know, we're the king, you know, we have the God-given power to rule over your country, you know. This is how this thing is going to end up being like. Queen 26, Arsene 26. It was the 26th Premier League this year. You know, this is why I got caught up with the 26 this year. The league wasn't meant to be for Arsenal, but it's 26 days from the Queen's birthday to the day of the Europa League final. This is going to be a special tribute to the Queen. Being a Gooner fan, check out the description. Queen Elizabeth is a big-time Gunners fan. Let me just show you here, too. Griezmann, the French striker, playing for France, playing for Atletico. Diego Simeone. So I remember that Lyon equals 21, and the fact that at Atletico here, as you see, Atletico can end up being 2-1 in the final after playing it at Lyon. 2-1 in the final. Definitely the numbers are adding up for Atletico Madrid to lose the Europa League final. Let's see, 10, 12, and 18. What could I get us? 40. Nothing there. I just wanted to see that. No, Queen Elizabeth, Arsenal supporter. She said she was a self-confessed Arsenal supporter. This is it right here. Arsenal over Atletico in the Europa League final. I hope you understand why that's the case.